I'm a high ticket closer. I've closed over $1 million in sales, and today I am going to break down a number of the different points in which why you are probably losing sales, where they come from, and how you can stop doing that so you can make more money. Right? Let's get into the video. Starting up here at number one, you have setting and you have closing. You have to approach those differently. You could be a good seller and a terrible closer. You could be a great closer and a terrible setter. You could be right there in the middle, 50-50, average between the two. Okay? A good closer, or even an average closer, should be an amazing setter. A really good setter should be able to close. Why? Because this is getting somebody from about 1 to 4. If you're a good close setter, maybe like 5 or 6. This is getting somebody from here to a 10. Okay? When it comes to setting, we're selling the consultation. So you're telling them getting onto the next call. Right? When it comes to closing, you are selling the outcome. And what do I mean by that, Basit? Don't worry, I'll tell you. You have to sell the consultation. You have to give them a reason to want to get on the call. You have to give them a reason to make this interesting. In 2025, people have no attention span. Instagram, Reels, people have no attention span. Even if something could potentially benefit them, the attention span is gone, okay? So we have to give them a reason to turn up onto that call that could change their life. And when they do come onto the call, we have to sell the outcome. We have to help them realize the mountain that they could ascend to from where they are, okay? And the reason and the way that we do that is with this called the value pyramid, right? Pay attention. Most people, maybe if you're watching this, you're not where you want to be. Most people sell from the bottom to the top. Majority of sales reps, right? And that's where they get average results. Because when you sell from the bottom to the top, you're listed, okay? And then it's up to someone to determine whether or not everything that you've listed is justifiable and it's good enough, right? You name the features, the tools, the process, the system, X, Y, Z. The top closers, they are able to sell from the top to the bottom. And they get people bought in here on the transformations and on the outcomes. Why? Because they sell to identity. And if you study Tony Robbins, identity is the strongest, one of the strongest human emotions, right? Because we all have a desire to stay coherent with the way that we view ourselves, okay? So if you can sell to someone's identity and you can allow them to admit the transformation and the outcome that they want, then you can hold them adherent to that, you can uplift them towards it. But if you just list out the features and the tools and all of that, they're a lot less likely to buy for you. Why? Because people don't buy because of you, your offer, your testimonials, okay? They buy because of their desired outcome. They buy because they selfishly want to get to their own pursuits, okay? There's 3 things psychologically that we are wired for. Let me write this in blue. We are wired to chase comfort. We are wired to avoid discomfort. And we are wired to be selfish in pursuits of things that benefit us. Okay, and what I mean by that is, you might watch this video and you might give it a like, and that like benefits me, but you're only liking it because I provided value that selfishly benefited you in your pursuit to becoming a closer. Okay? Comfort, if you view this video, if you view getting into closing as your ticket to freedom, then it helps you get towards comfort. But if you get into the world of closing and you fear success and you fear actually getting the opportunities, that is a discomfortable feeling, and you're going to want to avoid that, in which you're going to start to self-sabotage. And you're going to look for ways to not get to that desired outcome, which is why you need to first shift your identity, the way you view yourself, and the results that you want. Okay? 3 human needs. I'm flowing right now. Oh boy. Pause. Okay, cool. So once again, people don't buy because of you, your offer, your testimonials, your results, yada yada yada. They buy because of getting to their desired outcome. Why? Because they want to chase comfort, avoid discomfort, and be selfish in their own pursuit that benefits them. That's a bar, write it down. But how do we do that? We have to highlight the cost of an action versus investing. All right? Simple graph. Okay? the pain that they are currently in, and when I say pain, I don't mean physical pain. It could be physical pain, but I mean pain in terms of their current situation, their current, I guess, I don't know, abilities and what they can or cannot do, and the way they view themselves, and the way they view their life and what they want to be. That has to hurt a lot more than the financial amount invested to fix that, than taking action, than their situation and their excuses, right? Your job is also to be able to highlight this and make sure it hurts a lot more than this. If you do not do that and this weighs more than this, then they are not going to jump and take action because it does not make sense, right? But if you're able to make this hurt a lot more than this, then that creates internal pressure. Internal pressure. I'm telling you all of the secrets. So this is not. It creates internal pressure. Why does it create internal pressure? Because you are challenging someone and it hurts to identity. Once again, we all have a desire to stay consistent with our identity and the way we view ourselves. So when you start to highlight someone's current situation and why it doesn't benefit them pain-wise, and all the excuses, and you flush them out, and you challenge them up here to stay consistent with the transformation they want, the desired outcome, and their identity, you force them to make a decision internally to the person they actually want to be. Right? You do that well enough, you're not even selling. You're helping someone help themselves. You're helping them see past their own BS. Okay? But it's not always that easy. And most people will object. And they'll give you every single thing under the sun. Because they'll go into fear-based thinking. Because it's scary. Right? It can be quite scary. If you've ever done something hard in your life, or you've ever had to change, you will know it can be quite scary because it is the unknown, right? But there are four main types of fears. Fear of me, fear of you, fear of yesterday, and the fear of tomorrow. I'm going to break all of these down for you, right? The fear of me is the fear of myself, right? Maybe that was because I was bullied before in school. Maybe I had no confidence growing up. Maybe my parents told me all the things I couldn't do. My friends laughed at me. I don't have positive self-image. Maybe I'm overweight. As a result, I lack confidence in myself because I don't see myself as a person that is deserving. And that can be a big limiting belief to overcome, and it will hurt, right? Then we have the fear of you. I do not trust you as a person. I don't trust your word. I don't know you enough. I don't know whether or not you want to harm me or benefit me. And I want to go into survival mode, and I'm not going to trust you. I want to create fear. Fear of yesterday. Things didn't go well in the past. I have a fear of failure because I don't want it to happen again. Maybe I got burned before. Maybe I got scammed in a mentorship. Maybe my girlfriend left me, X, Y, Z. And as a result, I am so afraid of it happening again that I never try. Big problem. Then we have a fear of tomorrow. This can come in a number of forms. You have a fear of success. You have a fear of failure. You self-sabotage yourself from getting opportunities before they can even come because you do not think you are worthy or deserving. I know you felt that one. I know you felt that one. And you just fear the unknown. You just fear the world. You fear what can happen. And it can be tough. It can be quite scary because you are blocking your own self. But you are your own best asset and your worst enemy. And the more you can allow yourself to stop getting in your own way, you will be able to create realities, because reality is just a figment of your mind. And you have the ability to be able to bring your mind into the reality and to bring reality into your present and to collapse reality to your desires. That's a bar. Write it down. Write it down. So that will go over some of your heads, but it's okay. Right? Then we go into the objection hierarchy. Pay attention. There is a number of real objections people can give you. These are objections aren't someone saying no. Objections is a concern somebody might have in which we have to help them overcome, right? What I mean by that is there's a tree, okay? This is typically what you will get. Sorry, this is typically what you will get from the bottom up, okay? Even John, this is quite erratic right now. But we have what's called a smoke screen, which is a delaying statement. If you ever get a delaying statement or a smoke screen and you don't handle it, you're in trouble, okay? Because it is not real. It is just fear, okay? The most common one is I want to think about it. Nobody needs to go and think about, unless you're Jordan Peterson and you think for like 2 hours, nobody needs to go ahead and make a big long parable of thought, because what you're going to do is think, account for all the different scenarios, create doubt, put yourself into analysis paralysis and do nothing. Okay? Then you have the second one, right? When people speak as a closer, don't listen to what they say, listen to what they mean. Because what they mean is a feeling. What they say is verbal, right? But it comes from the brain, somewhere. It's being computed through emotion, and it's coming out as logic, okay? We all make decisions based off of emotion, and we justify our logic, right? So that's where that comes from. Service level objections you'll get is, I don't have the time, I am not sure if I am a good fit, I have a little bit of uncertainty, I have to ask my wife, I have to ask my partner, I have to ask my parent, my son, my goldfish, X, Y, Z, you name it. It is all just some uncertainty, whether it's around fear of me, fear of you, fear of yesterday, or fear of tomorrow. This is what they actually mean. I'm afraid. This is how it'll come out. If it is a time one, it is a lack of priority. The problem is not urgent enough and does not hurt enough on the pain scale to force them to want to take action. If they're not sure if they're a good fit, they have a fear of themselves. If they still have some uncertainty, they have a fear of me, in the form of the offer, they don't trust me, or they don't trust the ability, right? If it's a spouse, then they are shifting it, they're shifting responsibility onto somebody else. Why? Because they don't trust themselves, okay? These are the actual objections in which we want to get it down to, and we can actually handle these, if you know your process, which I'm going to teach you, maybe in a future video. Logistics and value. Logistics is money, or how does that fit into their current situation. If somebody just doesn't have the money, like they just genuinely can't do it, it's like there's nothing you can do. Like, you're not gonna pull blood from a stone, are you? Right? So we want to be able to figure out if they can actually afford the offer, or if they're in a situation in which we can actually help them. And if we are, then we can help them. Secondly, we want to tie down value. I'm home alone and I thought I heard noises. Hope I'm okay, guys. This is the lens I go to for my YouTube channel. I'm hearing noises outside, but don't worry, I got you guys. We're gonna keep going. Okay, cool. Logistics and value. If people don't see the value in what you do, it doesn't make sense to them. If they don't think that you can help them, then it's pretty hard, isn't it? Right? Because you're not going to do things that don't help you, are you? So you have to make sure you've shown the value. Okay? You handle all of these. Listen to what they listen to what they mean, not what they say, and you'll be able to handle any objection. Okay? So quick recap: sell the consultation as a setter, sell the outcome as a closer. The way you do that is the value pyramid, transformation, the outcomes, then the systems, then the tools. Okay? Because people don't buy because of you, your offer, your testimonials, they buy because of their desired outcome. Why? Because we taste comfort, we avoid discomfort, and we are subject to our own pursuits. Why do we do that? Because the current pain has to outweigh taking action, situation, excuses, and the money. Okay? The way we do that is by creating internal pressure, which will often then force people into objections. Right? 4 main objections: fear of me, fear of you, fear of yesterday, fear of tomorrow. Boom. Listen to what they mean, not what they say, and we can handle it this way, okay? And we will always handle it this way, because we want to tie off all of the objections, close all of the doors, until we can get to the main one, which majority of the time, if it is not one of these two, will be fear, our great friend over here. But if you know your process, which Basit is going to teach you, you're going to stop losing out money, and you're going to start making more sales, and more importantly,
and right now I'm about to cook up.
Subscribe for more, like, share, comment, all that good stuff, and I'll catch you in the next video.
Oh, I feel that I've been enough for you. I'll be good, I'll be good.